WAND News at 4 starts now.
Precipitation problems now at 4. Rain continues to fall, causing flooding for a number of people when we can actually see a break. Plus mass confusion. We break down exactly when you and your kids should be putting one on. We're going to start off with your first weather here at 4. Giving you a live look over Lake Decatur. It has been one rainy day, and rain continues to fall over parts of central Illinois. You can see the raindrops there on our camera, and here's a look at rain totals over the last 48 hours. Taylorville, Windsor, Springfield, you're all getting quite a bit, seeing over 4 inches of rain in the last 48 hours. So we want to bring in meteorologist Casey Rigner. And Casey, hopefully it's going to start dying down soon because there's a lot of flash flooding out there.
Yes, soon. Very soon. It's already began, and I will get to radar during my full weather, but for now, look at this. I want to show you. You saw some of those rainfall totals. These are our monthly averages for the entire month of May. We practically got there in just a matter of 48 hours. Springfield for Sangamon County, it's about 4.52 inches. For us here in Decatur, 4.95. Now, for Decatur, we did not get that close, but still, this was a very significant rainfall event for parts of central Illinois. And as far as what we have tonight, temperatures are going to be in the low 60s, about 63 degrees. For us here in Decatur, we will still have a few showers there, southeast winds. 10 miles an hour gusting up to 20. And I'm going to get to the radar and some more rainfall totals coming up on my full forecast.
It's a lot of rain. Thank you, Casey. All of this rain, well, first responders issuing a warning about flash flooding. The Springfield Fire Department Union posted about scenes like this. It said there are a number of roads covered in water throughout the town. So the union is reminding everyone to not drive through floodwaters. You should turn around, don't drown. And to see the latest weather conditions, of course, our radar, you can find it on the WAND weather app. New at 4, a man is hospitalized after falling from a ceiling in an apparent robbery attempt. This is him. Springfield police say 34-year-old Jonathan Harder broke into the JCPenney's around 6 o'clock this morning. He tried to get away by hiding in the ceiling, but he ultimately fell to the ground. He did suffer some numerous injuries. We also have new information on a devastating downtown fire in Beardstown that happened Sunday night. We have learned 1 of 3 firefighters hurt in the fire was the fire chief. We don't know his condition. Another firefighter is still in the hospital. A third has been sent home. The female resident rescued from the building has also been released. There's no word on a cause of this fire. Some developing news now. Military attacks between Israel and Palestinian militants in Gaza has entered its 9th straight day despite calls for a ceasefire. Israeli militants launched more bombs into the area overnight, destroying tunnels they say are used by the Hamas network and Islamic resistance group. According to health officials, around 20 people in Gaza have been killed so far. That includes more than 60 children.
The population is terrified. They've started moving from their homes because they no longer feel safe. All I can say is, as a humanitarian, as a UN official, first of all, stop the war, stop the violence.
That's more than 200 people that were killed. Palestinians continue to protest in the city and call for a ceasefire. Israel claims the bombings are in self-defense of Hamas rocket fire. In just under an hour, citizens of CU will be coming together to host a vigil in honor of life of Palestinians lost in the conflict. The group will meet in Hessel Park at 5 o'clock in Champaign. President Joe Biden is pushing ahead with his economic agenda, a plan that includes expanding electric infrastructure and lowering the country's carbon footprint. It's going to cost about $2 trillion. Republicans have offered a much smaller counterpart. Alice Barr has the latest from Washington.
President Biden in Michigan today.
My name is Joe Biden, and I'm a car guy.
Touring a Ford plant that's producing a new electric version of the popular F-150 pickup truck.
The future will be built right here in America.
The president using the backdrop to push his $2 trillion infrastructure package that includes $174 billion to encourage development and adoption of electric vehicles.
The rest of the world is moving fast. They're moving ahead. They're not waiting for the United States of America. Government, labor, industry working together have to step up.
Republican lawmakers who oppose the price and scope of the president's plans meeting today with administration officials as they try to forge a compromise. A GOP counterproposal comes in at roughly a quarter the cost, with a narrow focus on traditional infrastructure like roads and bridges, and no provision to raise corporate taxes to pay for it, like President Biden wants.
We've got to end the taxing and the spending. This is not good for our economy, not good for our recovery.
We'll compromise, but doing nothing is not an option.
The Biden White House aiming to break the partisan stalemate on infrastructure, hoping compromise here could pave an easier road for the rest of his agenda. In Washington, Alice Barr, NBC News.
And Republicans want to focus on roads and bridge repairs as the main part of spending, while the president argues investment in electric vehicles, charging stations, and new infrastructure will actually create new jobs. AAA says drivers impacted by the Colonial Pipeline shutdown should see prices at the pump return to normal in the coming days. Last week, prices spiked to nearly 21 cents per gallon in parts of the Southeast. AAA says fuel prices tend to spike very easily, and last week's case was due to panic buying.
The situation's really going to be moderating, so we're just telling everybody, be patient. And when the gas station reopens, don't go hoard gas.
Now, the average price in Illinois is about $3.25. Gas in Decatur, Springfield averaging about $3.18. Champaign, you're going to get it a little cheaper. It's at $3.09. Clearing up confusion and knowing when to mask up, the Illinois Department of Public Health released its guidance for masking. They say whether you are vaccinated or not, you need to wear one when you are using public transportation in a healthcare setting or a congregate facility like a homeless shelter or a jail. The Macon County Health Department says people who are vaccinated don't need to wear one unless, of course, a place of business requires you to.
So businesses are still able to require people to wear face coverings. They can adjust their rulings as long as it is stricter than the executive orders.
Now, the health department reminds some people will continue to wear a mask because they have a weak immune system or they have a family member who's unable to get the vaccine. They still encourage everyone to wear one to keep others safe. Loosening mask restrictions can be confusing for kids. Doctors say it may send mixed messaging when adults are no longer wearing masks, but children under 12 can't. Experts say kids should still wear face coverings when they're out because they are not vaccinated.
Physicians and healthcare providers are also concerned because our children under 12 are the vulnerable population now. The kids under 12 have to still put the mask on. They still have to be careful about washing their hands, and it's going to be hard for parents without modeling that behavior.
While kids may not get very sick or even show symptoms of COVID-19, they could still pass on the virus to more vulnerable adults. 1,500 new cases of COVID-19 were reported statewide in the last 24 hours. 21 more people have died. Nearly 38% of the state's population is fully vaccinated. For the latest COVID-19 information, you can find it on our website, WANDTV.com. Keeping the vape pen away, coming up after the break, the new initiative encouraging kids to quit vaping. Applications for Macon County firework permits are now available. All county firework permits must be approved by the local fire protection district chief for the location where the fireworks will be hosted. Those who apply must also pass the consumer fireworks test. Fire experts warned fireworks are dangerous. If using, keep away from children, keep water nearby, and only use in open areas away from people and buildings. The U.S. Preventative Services Task Force has finalized guidelines for colon cancer screening, saying adults ages 45 to 75 should now get screened. Previously, it recommended screenings to begin at age 50. The change also mandates insurers provide the preventative procedure at no cost to patients. The American Academy of Pediatrics has issued a warning about the impact of air pollution on children's health. Experts say pollution has been shown to worsen asthma and is linked with a higher risk of preterm births, pediatric cancer, and obesity. You can protect your kids by not smoking, spending more time outdoors, and keeping harsh chemicals and cleaners out of reach. New research shows a text messaging program could help young people quit vaping. The intervention is called This Is Quitting. It sends users custom texts with encouraging messages or coping strategies. The study showed 24% of those who received the texts had quit within 7 months. Welcoming guests back. Still to come, the Decatur Arts Council hosts its first art exhibit in over a year. In consumer news, consumers have lost more than $2 million since October to scammers impersonating Tesla CEO Elon Musk. The Federal Trade Commission says under the scheme, Musk appears to say he would multiply cryptocurrency sent to his digital wallet and then he would send it back to you. The FTC also found similar crypto scams have resulted in losses of more than $80 million. Don't do it. Having a college degree may not be the only factor when trying to get ahead financially. A Pew Research Center study found whether your parents have a degree or higher education can impact your income and wealth. First-generation college grads tend to take on more debt, with 65% owing more than $25,000. They also are less likely to receive an inheritance. Fidelity is launching a new savings and investment account aimed at teens. It will allow them to deposit cash, have a debit card, and trade stocks and funds. Fidelity is hoping parents will use the account to teach their kids how to safely invest for the long term.
Google's developer conference this year is virtual, free, and everyone is invited. Viewers can tune in to Google's YouTube channel today at 1 p.m. Eastern Time to watch the keynote kick things off. Now, generally, the conference reveals software announcements surrounding new Google apps and services, but it's also been used to reveal new hardware. While Amazon is establishing a program focused on improving the health and wellness of its hourly warehouse staffers after years of criticism about worker safety. It's called Working Well. It aims to better educate some of the employees on how to avoid workplace injuries and improve mental health on the job. Now, the online retailer began testing parts of the program 2 years ago and plans to expand it to 1,000 facilities by the end of the year. Parler, the social media app removed from iPhones and Android devices in the wake of the January 6th attack on the U.S. Capitol, is back on Apple's App Store. As part of the deal to return to the App Store, Parler's iOS app will exclude some content normally allowed on the social media company's platform. That content will remain on the Android versions of the site. And big changes are coming soon to users of Google Photos. On June 1st, the service will drop unlimited storage for photos and videos. All uploads you add after June 1st will count toward the free 15 gigabytes offered to every account. Current photos and videos already on Google Photos will not count toward the 15 gigabyte limit. From New York, I'm Jane King with your Tech Report.
The Decatur Area Arts Council announced their first in-person gallery event is going to take place in June. The council will present the Discovering Mexico exhibit. It will include indigenous artifacts, pottery pieces, and different textiles. The exhibit will be the first in-person the Arts Council has had in over a year.
We miss people. We haven't been able to host a reception, and we've been trying very hard to keep things open here in a safe way, but now we're finally able to open our doors and we can't wait.
The exhibit opens on June 4th from 5:30 to 7:30. It is free. It's open to everyone. Pack your bags. Coming up after the break, the results are in for the most popular travel destinations this summer. Caught on camera, a family is rescued from floodwaters in New Mexico. Take a look. The Portales Fire Department made the rescue this weekend after a vehicle was carried away by floodwaters. You see it happening there. A mother and her 2 children were actually trapped in that car. They were able to be safely rescued. And Casey, we told you at the top of this newscast, and as we see more rain, turn around, don't drown. This is exactly why.
Yep, it only takes about 6 inches to a foot of water.
Not a lot.
Yeah, I think it's about a foot. I actually have to double check my facts there, but I think it's a foot of water to get to the bottom of a car and potentially, just like you see there, drag it down into floodwaters.
That's just crazy. All right, so changing gears a little bit, if you're thinking of traveling this summer, listen up. Wallet Hub has released its report on the best summer travel destinations, comparing factors such as the budget and fun friendliness. The top destinations are Orlando, Florida, Honolulu, Hawaii, New Orleans, Austin, Texas, and Atlanta, Georgia. I have no problem going to any of those places.
Yeah, all those places sound really nice, especially Hawaii.
I know.
I've not been.
I've never been to Hawaii.
It might be a very long time before I get to go, but I would love to go one day.
It would be very nice. I mean, it's tropical, it's warm, beach.
Islands, secluded.
I mean, sign me up.
Yeah.
All right, we'll be back with another look at your forecast right after this.
It's work week and into the weekend.
Grab the sunscreen. We'll see you back.
And the sunglasses.
And sunglasses. We'll see you back here at 5.